We all know there are some terrifying things lurking beneath the calm waters. Dinosaur-looking fish, 19 hand grenades, and a corpse. We have covered some of your worst nightmares. Let's dive in. Imagine this. You're sitting peacefully by the river, enjoying a calm day of fishing, when suddenly your line tightens. You start reeling in what seems like a sizable catfish, but then the line gets heavier and the fish starts thrashing wildly. As your catch breaks the surface, you realize you're not the only one after it. This exact scenario happened to a Texas fisherman named Chase McCrae in a creek in Harris County. Expecting to reel in a fish, McCrae felt a strong tug and was surprised to discover that his catch had already been claimed by a massive snake. When McCrae pulled his catch to the surface, he saw a huge snake wrapped around the fish, its teeth sunk deep into the fish's side. The snake was determined not to let go. McCrae captured footage of this unusual event. In the video, the snake is tightly coiled around the fish, refusing to release its grip. Despite getting the snake out of the water, McCrae had a tough time separating the snake from the fish. He used a knife to carefully pry the snake off the fish. After some effort, he managed to free the fish from the snake's grasp. McCrae then released both the fish and the snake back into the creek, ensuring the snake only had minor wounds from the knife. Talk about a one-of-a-kind discovery. A rare Cyclops shark was recently confirmed in Mexico. This unique find involves a 22-inch-long albino shark fetus with a single functioning eye at the front of its head. The condition, known as cyclopia, occurs in various animal species, including humans. A few months earlier, fisherman Enrique Lucero Leon legally caught a pregnant dusky shark near Cervalo Island in the Gulf of California. While cleaning his catch, Leon discovered the unusual male embryo alongside its 9 normal siblings. News of the bizarre find quickly spread on Facebook, catching the attention of marine biologists. They reached out to Leon, who agreed to lend the shark fetus for scientific research. The scientists conducted X-rays and reviewed previous studies on cyclopia in other species to confirm that the specimen was indeed a Cyclops shark. Cyclops sharks have been documented by scientists a few times before, but always as embryos. Experts believe that the absence of any adult Cyclops sharks suggests that these animals do not survive long in the wild. Next up, we have a discovery that gives a feeling of treasure hunting. A New York City couple, James Kane and Barbie Agostini, known for their magnet fishing adventures on social media, recently made an astonishing find. While fishing in a pond in Queens, they pulled out a muddy safe filled with stacks of waterlogged $100 bills. The couple, who document their magnet fishing finds on their YouTube channel, estimated the bills to be worth around $100,000. James and Barbie were shocked by the discovery. They have often found old safes before, but these were usually empty or contained insignificant items. This time, however, they found actual cash inside, which was a huge surprise. The video they shared showed the muddy safe and the partially disintegrated bills inside. James initially thought they would find empty plastic bags that once held money, but he was stunned when he saw the stacks of bills. Barbie couldn't believe it until she saw the security ribbons on the bills herself. Realizing there might be legal issues involved, they contacted the NYPD. The police confirmed that since the owner of the safe couldn't be identified and the bills were severely damaged, the couple could keep the money. Unfortunately, the cash was soaking wet and mostly destroyed. Despite this, James and Barbie plan to take the bills to the Bureau of Engraving and Printing in Washington to see if they can redeem any of it. However, they acknowledge that many of the bills are likely too damaged to be cashed in. If you think the previous story was wild, wait until you hear this one. Bomb disposal experts were recently called to a site near Birmingham after an angler pulled 19 grenades out of the River Tame. Che Williams was using a magnet device to find an old fishing lure he had lost when he began hauling up one grenade after another near Sutton Coldfield. Che, a 42-year-old father of 2, was shocked by his discovery. Initially, he thought the first grenade he found was a doorknob covered in dirt, but as he continued fishing, more grenades kept coming up from the same spot. Realizing he might be in over his head, Che decided it was best to contact the police when he noticed that 2 of the World War II grenades still had their pins in place. Police officers quickly evacuated the area while a specialist explosive unit arrived to examine the devices. Fortunately, the grenades with pins were X-rayed and found to contain no explosives or detonators. Che was disappointed he wouldn't get to keep the wartime artifacts, as the bomb squad had to destroy them. Before this remarkable find, his magnet fishing efforts had only turned up a pair of scissors, a 5p coin, and a hubcap. Using a 15-pound magnet, Che never expected to find something as extraordinary as 19 grenades. Local police warned the public to be cautious while magnet fishing. They noted that while most finds might be harmless, occasionally people might pull up something more dangerous like grenades. The police stressed the importance of safety and proper handling of such discoveries. During a fishing tournament in Indonesia, what began as a quest for a prize-winning catch took a dark turn. Safari, a participant in the competition held in the Citarum River in Bandung, was hoping to reel in a fish worth hundreds of dollars. Instead, he made a chilling discovery: a lifeless human body. Safari's catch was not the usual trophy fish, but the corpse of a man. The body, belonging to a curly-haired man between 20 and 30 years old, was dressed in blue jogging pants and a white shirt. Officials determined that the man had only recently fallen into the river and found no signs of foul play. This unexpected find occurred during a tournament aimed at raising awareness about the pollution issues plaguing the Citarum River. Major General Donnie Monardo had stocked the river with 20 tons of fish to support the competition. The tournament, with a prize pool of about $14,000, was part of broader efforts to highlight the environmental crisis affecting the river. You can't help but realize the irony of the event after Safari's discovery. Two recreational fishermen from Low Country experienced a scene straight out of a crime thriller during their fishing trip. Approximately 70 miles southeast of Charleston, they spotted a package wrapped in black plastic floating in the water. Initially, the fishermen trolled past the floating package, catching fish each time they passed it. After about 3 hours, curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to pull the package aboard their boat. To their astonishment, they discovered that the package contained between 30 and 50 kilos of what police later confirmed to be cocaine. The street value of this cocaine was estimated to be between $750,000 and $1 million. Realizing the gravity of their find, the fishermen immediately contacted the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard quickly coordinated a response involving Customs and Border Protection, the Drug Enforcement Agency, and local authorities. North Charleston police officers met the fishermen at a nearby marina to examine the contents of the package. Discovering such a large amount of cocaine floating off the Charleston coast is an extremely rare occurrence. The authorities commended the fishermen for their quick thinking and prompt action in notifying the Coast Guard. Imagine the anxiety the fishermen must have felt as they made their way back to shore, unsure if the owners of the cocaine might come looking for their lost package. The fishermen's swift actions ensured that the drugs were safely handed over to the authorities, preventing any potential dangers from unfolding. Dinosaurs went extinct millions of years ago, but every now and then we are reminded of their existence. Sometimes a fossil is uncovered, and other times a strange creature appears, carrying the shadow of those ancient times. This was the case for an angler, Oscar Lundahl, who had a big surprise when he accidentally reeled in a weird dinosaur-like fish. While fishing off the island of Andøya in northern Norway, 19-year-old Oscar Lundahl caught something he never expected. Lundahl was targeting blue halibut, fishing in deep waters about 2,600 feet, 800 meters down, using mackerel as bait on 4 hooks. After a 30-minute struggle to reel in his catch from such depths, he found 2 halibuts on his line. But there was something else, too. To his astonishment, Lundahl pulled up a strange-looking species with large bulbous eyes. The creature turned out to be a ratfish, a deep-water species distantly related to sharks. Ratfish are harmless to humans and get their name from their long, thin tails, which some scientists in the past thought resembled a rat's. Their large eyes help them see in the dark depths, reflecting light like a cat's eyes. Seeing this unusual fish, Lundahl was initially shocked. Despite his surprise, his colleague recognized the species immediately. Unfortunately, the ratfish did not survive due to the sudden change in pressure when it was brought to the surface. These creatures are adapted to live in the high-pressure environment of the deep sea, and rapid changes can be fatal. Even though dinosaurs no longer roam the earth, creatures like the ratfish carry on the legacy of the ancient, mysterious world beneath the waves. That's all for today. Which of these findings shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below.